This is saddening.
This is going to be a great episode because of that.
I don't know what's going to be great.
Oh, I'm excited. The people want to know.
The people will know I'm upset, unhappy.
What's going on? Welcome to another amazing episode of One Last Take. Joined once again by Rubizmo, the Gizmo, and the apoplectic at the moment, PsychoGeno. Gene, why don't you go ahead and jump in and let the people know what's going on with you.
Hello, folks. How are y'all doing? Anyways, so I am watching this Monday Night Showdown.
We are watching. Doesn't hurt the story to include me.
No. Rubizmo is not an actual fan. We are not watching this. PsychoGeno was watching the Baltimore Ravens in Los Angeles trounce these Rams. They're running right through them. They're doing anything they want to do. This is disheartening. It's saddening. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And I am, as you can hear, I'm not happy. I'm very displeased.
He's disgusted, as he should be. You know, the Rams didn't show up at all. This is an abhorrent performance from a team that is supposed to be a contender. They're supposed to be a quality team.
Yeah.
And it's just not showing up whatsoever. It's an embarrassment for the city of Los Angeles. And were it not for those dog Chargers being present, it would be the most embarrassing thing happening in Los Angeles because, you know, the Lakers are doing good and the Clippers are whatever. They're hyped up as much as they can be.
The Clippers are doing well.
The Trojans played well this weekend. So, I mean, the Clippers are playing well. We'll find out tomorrow when they come to Dallas. Take on my boy Luka Doncic.
Overall, still playing well.
Of all the things we haven't discussed on this podcast, my love for the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic should have been the number one thing we discussed beyond anything else. And I haven't mentioned it one time. Just know, loyal listeners, this is where you come for your Maverick breakdowns. I might have to go solo dolo on the mic.
You may have to do
just
that.
Just to make sure I get in so people don't think I'm a Johnny come lately. Because I was there early. I was Anthony Early.
What?
What's an E name? Eddie Early? You know, like Johnny come lately? I guess Johnny and lately.
I get the alliteration.
Well, I was an early bird. Okay, I got all the worms on Luka Doncic. So, but you know what? We're doing another sports episode because it's been a hectic bit of time since we've done one.
Right.
And the people they're in need. They're in want for what we have and what your thoughts are. And we know that this week in particular, you had a lot to go through. Mm-hmm. You had a lot to go through.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, I feel like you had a lot of things that were proven to be wrong this week.
Or you mean you as in NFL like watchers and followers, or do you mean you as in PsychoGeno?
You as in PsychoGeno.
What are you talking about?
Because
I'm wrong.
I saw once again my MVP of the NFL.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
Russell's not the MVP.
I saw my MVP of the NFL and everyone's current number one MVP frontrunner.
I don't know. Not everyone.
Play great against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
With one bad pass.
Trashy team. Yeah.
Now they're a trashy team.
Trashy secondary.
It's funny how when Russell dominates a team, they suddenly become trashy. Going into the game, this is the one.
I never said that. I was not on air saying I would have picked y'all to beat them. In fact, I did.
Hindsight is 20/20. Everybody could pick after the fact. I'm just saying, Russell Wilson put on a clinic. He put on an absolute clinic. And were it not for Butterfingers Metcalf, DK Metcalf, don't catch Metcalf is what it should stand for. Dropping
K for catch now.
Yeah, K for catch. He can't catch or spell. Don't catch Metcalf, dropping bomb after bomb, scoring play after scoring play, and it cost him. Watching Hollister, that was the one bad pass. That was when Hollister was wide open. He just airmailed him. You can't do that, Russ. You can't do that. But a win's a win. 9-2, moving forward. It was a good day for me. It was a real good day. How did your Sunday come out? How are you feeling after your Sunday?
What we're talking about is the MVP race.
Mm-hmm.
CMC still did his thing despite yet again another poor performance from his quarterback and their kicker. And actually, you know what? I'll take it back. Allen had a decent game. It was a high-scoring game against the Dirty Birds. So you know what? CMC is proving, unlike Lamar, who has a tremendous O-line, running back, and defense, unlike Russell, who has great coaching defense.
I mean, I saw McCaffrey. You know what? You can hear the cries of anguish on his face as he's watching the Rams and Ravens game. Thankfully, we're not a live podcast yet. because you'd be spoiling it for everyone. They would be watching a critical third downs go.
Oh my God, hell!
You would think after the first 45 points were put up, he wouldn't take each third down so hard.
45. It's 35.
It might as well be 55. I mean, it doesn't really matter. That's the point. You've considered it a blowout at this point, and every third down still hurts you to your heart. That's how you know you're a true fan of a team. That's how you know you really support an owner. I'm glad that you and Mr. Kroenke are in this together.
Do not.
I'm glad that you and Mr. Kroenke are in this together.
Do not put me and Mr. Kroenke together. I do not like Stan Kroenke, okay?
Speaking of not liking people, your boy McCaffrey came up
CMC.
short once again at the goal line.
Yeah.
It seems to be his move. You know, Jordan had the tongue out. Okay, Deion Sanders had the high step, and McCaffrey has the fall down at the inch-yard line.
McCaffrey's move is breaking out for long runs and making these guys look silly.
How many games in a row is he not going to make the game-winning play? Man, that's all I want to know. It just seems to me like it's game after game after game. He puts up all these crazy stats, and it feels good, and then they lose. I mean, how long are you going to accept that from an MVP? Can an MVP go 0-16?
He ain't doing it, so that's not going to happen. But what I do know is that every week, which you just said, he keeps putting up these crazy stats. And you know what? You would only do that if you're the most valuable player, because that Panthers team outside of CMC, garbage. Yeah, DJ Moore had a big touchdown pass, and Kyle Allen looked okay. But it's all predicated off of CMC's play.
Well, that's what it's all predicated off of. You know, it's just, I don't know. I'm not impressed. You know, they lost.
You're not impressed by CMC?
No, and I'll tell you what, he's a stat stuffer. He's a James Harden kind of player. He's putting up big fancy numbers, but at the end of the day, it's not actually contributing to anything in particular. It's just it's empty calories. I'm eating a lot of bundt cake with Christian McCaffrey right now, and unfortunately, I need some steak. Okay, I need some vegetables. I need some foie gras. Okay, and McCaffrey's just showing up here with a cupcake with extra icing every game. And I'm starving. I'm starving with McCaffrey.
See, this analogy does not work, because that applies to players that get a bunch of stats and yards when the game is over, when it's garbage time.
Like who?
CMC, I don't care, like a Jameis Winston or somebody. CMC is doing this in high leverage moments
And failing. He's not winning any games.
The stats, well, yeah, they know they're going to run. They all know they're going to run.
Your Rams knew that the Ravens were going to run tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, but see, the difference is Lamar can pass, Lamar can scramble, and he can hand it off to either Mark Ingram or Gus Edwards. Mm-hmm. What are you afraid of with the Panthers? You're not afraid of DJ Moore. You're not afraid.
I mean, DJ Moore had a really good game.
You're not afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him.
You're not afraid of Curtis Samuel.
I'm not afraid of Curtis
You're
Samuel.
not afraid of Greg Olsen.
I'm not concerned with Greg
You're
Olsen.
not afraid of Kyle Allen scrambling away. You're not afraid at all.
I'm not. I'm concerned of only Christian McCaffrey.
Exactly.
And at this point, I probably don't need to be, because he's not winning any games. Let him do whatever you want him to do, and then catch that L right as the game ends, and then we'll keep on moving. Okay? Here's my question. Going into next year's fantasy draft, are you taking McCaffrey number 1 overall?
Absolutely.
Because you know who was going to take him number 1 overall this year? This guy. This guy saw it. I had the foresight to predict McCaffrey would put up these superhero stats when you said Saquon was the overwhelming number 1.
Oh, I never said over. What I said was...
You took him at number 1.
Because I felt he was safer, because I knew the Panthers didn't have anything but CMC, so I figured, you know what? If CMC is going to be... If he's going to be relevant, he has to be a very, very, very good running back. And I didn't know if he could do it, but now I know he can.
I knew. I suspected. I knew.
You
Stanford,
knew he had MVP
in
type caliber. Yeah, you knew it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I knew he would never be MVP,
Thank you.
but he's got that type of ability.
We don't know that.
I know. No, that right. I don't know any
don't know
MVP
that.
that's come off a 6-loss team. All right, and he's definitely not going to carry this team on his back, as evidence has shown, to anything. That's how I feel. Now, you're welcome to do what you want with it, but I don't think he's going to do anything special. You have a love affair with favorites. You're a man who likes to take chalk all the time.
No, I do not.
Your Tom Brady, your New England Patriots put up an awful performance.
You mean a W?
Oh, so now wins count. So now Wentz look how quickly
What are
he
you
changes
talking
to.
about?
A second
what are you
ago,
talking about?
it was the
the
numbers.
MVP race is one player.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the Patriots. That is a team effort.
Okay.
There
okay.
are three sides to the team, a coaching staff. Yeah, that is a team effort.
So you like them to win the Super Bowl after this performance? This is what really sealed the deal for you.
I like the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Absolutely.
You hear that? Despite the fact that we're watching an MVP frontrunner at his best,
We're not watching the Panthers. What are you talking about?
An MVP.
We are not
frontrunner. watching
watching the Panthers.
We just, ladies and gentlemen, just came from a sports bar and sat right down in front of 54 screens. One of them, a large projector, right in front of us, 10 feet away. And on the broadcast, they put in spotlight MVP contenders. Number 1, Russell Wilson. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Did we or did we not see that? MVP frontrunner.
We saw that CMC was on the list of MVP candidates.
They had to do a whoosh. They had to whoosh to the left and put CMC and Michael Thomas. There were 2 people on the screen to start. It was Lamar and it was Russell Wilson.
Yeah, because they were going 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. Like, it just so happened to be Lamar and it happened to be Russell.
There's a reason.
Yeah, because they play quarterback. Yeah.
Because
Most people don't know it's quarterback. Like, if Lamar broke his hip in this game, which at this point, go for it. If Aaron Donald got back there and snapped this young snapper.
Aaron Donald's back there. He's not catching him. Yeah, he's not catching him.
Okay. So, yeah. Is he going down? Okay.
He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine.
Okay, so if Lamar if he get his hip snapped by Aaron Donald, as I told you, RG3 would do just fine. He would come in and would look just fine. Similar to what Nick Foles did for Carson Wentz.
It's incredible how you managed to turn this conversation from talking about your love affair at the Patriots to talking about RG3 now coming in and doing the same thing.
You said love affairs. I like RG3. I loved him coming into the league. I loved it.
You do seem to have an affinity for overrated players.
Me? You're the one who likes Keenan Allen.
And Tom Brady.
You like Keenan Allen.
Who doesn't like Keenan Allen?
Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Who doesn't like Keenan? Keenan Allen's got swag
If Tom
for days.
Brady's overrated, no other player is relevant.
What rank is he currently amongst quarterbacks in the NFL today?
Number 1. I said he's the greatest of all time.
No. Not historical
What?
standing.
What are you talking
I'm talking
about?
about?
He's number 1 of all time.
I'm not talking about historical standing. I'm talking about today, based on how they're playing today. If everybody was a shadow with no name attached to them, where would he go?
I don't know. He's a shadow.
Is he top 5?
I don't know. No one has a name associated with them. How can I?
I can only base it off their performance. That's how you're looking at.
So-
Who's that human there? He's better than this other human here. I mean, I think Russell Wilson goes 1.
You're talking about numbers.
I think that Lamar Jackson probably goes 2.
He ain't no worse than top 5.
I think.
What? They're gonna go.
I love this. I wish again. We got to go video soon. We got to go video.
They're
real,
gonna
real
go for
soon.
it on 4th. They don't have time. They don't have time. It's 5 seconds left.
He called timeout.
They have to go timeout.
The anguish on Gene's face is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. This is the first time I've had a chance to really sit down with him and watch a game. In fact, we've watched 2 games together. Both of them have involved
You
your
are
Rams.
bad luck.
Both of them involved
You
your
are
Rams.
bad luck.
And both times they have been abysmal.
You mean
and
the Super Bowl
underwhelming.
when you showed up with your Rams shirt and socks on?
Yeah, that Super Bowl when I showed up because my personal and our local Los Angeles Rams, thanks to me and the voodoo I had done in this room, had pushed them to a championship appearance. I go over to your house, this jinx-filled vortex where you didn't even have pizza served. I had to eat a St. Louis delicacy, a gumbo,
Was it not
a
good?
chili.
I wasn't no gumbo.
I don't know what it was. It was delicious, but it wasn't pizza. It ruined the mojo. Okay, that's the point. It's about mojo continuation. And once again, this game has not gone.
You
very
know
well.
what? Voodoo is accurate because every time you come around me and the Rams are playing, they lose.
There is something to be said for the way that you cheer for your team. It's not hard enough. It's not hard enough whatsoever.
It's not hard enough.
You don't cheer hard enough. You have a negative outlook on it. See, I go into it thinking positive. I'm looking at King Godfrey putting on a show.
Stop calling him King Godfrey.
You see King Godfrey and you're like, this guy.
I don't see any crown on his head.
I wish he wasn't there. I wish we had Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You know what? Ryan Fitzpatrick would be entertaining.
I'll tell you who was entertaining. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
Baker,
the Dolphins, man.
money
Come on
maker.
now. What?
Yeah, that's right.
Now he's a money maker.
Baker,
Yeah.
Baker,
You know what?
money
You're
maker.
absolutely right. He's in all these Hulu commercials.
I absolutely love what I saw from Baker Mayfield this week. I told you, I told everyone listening, the breakout was coming for Odell.
Against the Dolphins.
Well, I said it against the Broncos, and he went 5 for like 80 on Chris Harris, which is pretty good.
That's not a breakout.
That's 1,200 yards on like a number one corner.
Not a breakout. Plus, Chris Harris is getting kind of old.
Oh, now look at this.
Chris Harris is aging. Old. He's no longer the number one corner in football. You know who that is?
Right now, it's probably Stephon Gilmore.
Who does Stephon Gilmore play for?
The Patriots. That's a heck of a corner.
Excellent.
I've never suggested anything otherwise. I mean, it really makes Brady look good when you only have to score 3 points to win. I mean, when the defense is handing you the ball at the 5-yard line, I mean, it makes the job a lot easier. That's all I'm saying.
I am not talking. At no point did I say Brady. I said the Patriots.
He's probably not a top 10.
You are identifying Brady.
Would you prefer to have Tom Brady or Jimmy Garoppolo?
I want Tom Brady.
Well, Belichick and I disagree. Together, we've got 6 rings.
Belichick was wrong. He got another ring without.
He would have won it with
without
Garoppolo.
Jimmy.
Would have won it with Garoppolo. That's all I'm saying.
4th and 4, they're going for it.
This is going to be great. This is an absolute fantastic moment. And you know what? The best part about when you convert a 4th and 4 is when the life is drained out of somebody. Look at the fans. Every fan in the stadium looks just like Gene.
Wide open.
Ah, that's a travesty. An absolute. You know, while you commiserate about your team's failings,
you see, folks, how they're no longer his team. He always likes to say his and our local Los Angeles Rams. But now look at him. He just jumped off the ship. He's like, you know what? I'm not an actual Rams fan. I'm a Cowboy fan.
You know what? Because this isn't the Rams that L.A. support. This isn't the Rams that L.A.
They are
brought
the
in.
Rams out there.
My personal and our local Los Angeles Rams play with a pizzazz. They play with the oomph. You know, they play with some chutzpah. This is that St. Louis bull right here.
St. Louis.
This is that
we
St.
got
Louis.
a ring. Are you not familiar with Nelly and Swag? Look, man.
What's up with Nelly?
My boys show up and we play.
Yeah, Rams won the Super Bowl by myself a ring.
Yeah.
We all know the lyric.
Okay, then. There you go.
I got nothing against
There
Nelly.
you go, then.
Where is Nelly?
What do you mean, where is he? I don't know where he is right now.
Where's Nelly right now?
I don't know his whereabouts.
What's the last big song he had?
Last big song? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the last time the St. Louis Rams showed up.
But he's still out there touring.
And
I just saw recently a fan pulled him off the stage because she was so infatuated with him.
I wish somebody would pull these Rams off the stage, take them back to St. Louis,
you know
bring
what?
back the real.
Bring them back to St. Louis, and the real Rams would, like Slim Shady said, the real Rams will stand up.
No, the real Rams. No, we don't want that. We want that Los Angeles surf and turf swagger that took us to Super Bowl last year.
LA Rams ain't never been to Super Bowl and won. What are you talking about?
We've been to Super Bowl
and won.
But that's incidental. Making the game is the hard part. Winning it is a 50-50 coin flip. Okay, that's just anyone can win or lose a game at any given time. That doesn't prove anything, except in 2007. The key here is that again, your Rams have just not been.
Who just won the Super Bowl last year?
The Patriots won the Super Bowl last year.
Okay, there we go.
You remember, just for quick, how many touchdowns did Tom Brady throw for in the Super Bowl?
What? I don't think he threw for any. Maybe one.
No, none.
Yeah, no.
He didn't throw for a touchdown, but he's the greatest.
Of all time.
Yeah, he's the greatest. He didn't
of
throw
all
for a touchdown.
time. Yeah, he's the greatest of all time. Yeah.
You know, well, I saw him on Sunday, the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Looked pedestrian against a subpar Cowboy defense. I'm disgusted still with these darn Cowboys. I am beside myself with the fact that they refuse to use Zeke in a consistent and intentional manner. I have no idea what they're doing. Explain it to me, because apparently I'm a football moron, apparently. When I've got one of the top 5 backs in football, whom I've paid as the greatest running back in football. I gave him the biggest contract. He must be the best. I've got an offensive line that I've spent millions on, every single position, $50 million. And for some reason, I refuse to hand the ball off to him, even when he's chunking off yards. What's wrong with me that I would think that would be?
How many carries does Zeke Elliott get? For you to say that they refuse to give him the ball makes me think like he would, like Bruce Arians a couple of weeks ago, I think ran the ball 2 times for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How many times did Zeke get the ball?
21 carries. In a torrential downpour.
Bro, that's not forgotten about.
That's
21 carries?
Not enough.
That's just carries. That's not receptions.
He only had like 2 catches. It was a pedestrian game. Absolutely awful. In a torrential downpour, why aren't you running it 800 times?
It's too obvious.
That's
the
what
Patriots
I
are that good.
The Patriots are that good. They're not. That's where they're getting beat. The Ravens crushed them on the ground. The Browns and Nick Chubb ate them for breakfast. And if it wasn't for Nick Chubb fumbling multiple times, they would have won that game potentially. It doesn't make any sense.
In the past.
I don't live in the past. I'm talking about the present season. The Patriots defense can be had through the ground game, and I've got one of the best running backs in the game, and I'm just not using them. I'm just saying, you know what, Zeke? Here's a carry here. Here's a carry there. Oh, look, we're effective with it. Stop it. Let's just stop it. You know, Dak, throw it to Cobb. Hey, Dak, overshoot Cooper. You said it's blowing 30 miles an hour? Yeah, try to hit Gallup.
How many catches did Amari Cooper have in that game?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Amari Cooper had.
Locked down. Zero catches. Zero.
But to be fair, he almost had one.
To be fair,
he almost had one, so that's why you keep throwing him. Because he almost caught one that mattered. That's my point.
That's great coaching.
Who's the best player on the Cowboy team?
The best player?
Mm-hmm.
Tyron Smith.
Who's the best offensive player? That's such a stupid.
Travis Frederick.
Legitimately ball-touching player.
Travis Frederick.
I can't tell.
Travis Frederick.
That O-line has been subpar this entire season.
Sanders the best player on the team.
Ezekiel Elliott is the most talented player on this team. He can run. He can catch. He could probably throw pretty well.
He's not the best running back in football.
And I say he was one of the best running backs in football, but he's paid like he's the best running back in football.
Yes!
Hey, this guy's still cheering. It's awful.
Yeah. So what? I'm cheering.
I'm just
like you. Remember a couple of recordings ago you were talking about being a loyal fan. You know what? I am seeing it now. This is the San Diegan way because you have no loyalty. You don't know what it's like to root for a team to the bitter end.
I root for players and the teams attached to them.
Which is what I said. You do not know how to root for teams to the bitter end.
That's why I respect a good Cowboy fan. That's why I respect a good Packer fan.
Or a good Rams fan when he's in your face.
You have to have a legacy to be a good fan of a team. And the
won.
Rams ain't got no legacy.
We won. The greatest show on turf is legacy.
The Rams are responsible for the creation of the Patriots today.
No, that is the Oakland Raiders.
You are 100% responsible for the creation of the Patriots today. If you had taken care of business in that Super Bowl and got the job done, okay? I don't care if they were spying on you. I don't care if they cheated right in your face. You got to find a way to make that work. End Tom Brady. End this nonsense before it ever begins. You spawned this. This is like, you know what this is? This is like when you had a chance to end Anakin before he became Darth Vader. And you guys just stood there like Obi-Wan. I loved you. I have the high ground. And you just let it happen. And
you are sadly mistaken. What is Samuel L. Jackson's character in Star Wars?
Yeah, Mace Windu.
That's who we are. We were betrayed. We followed the rules. We were like, you know what? He has too much power. We have to stop it. Oh, my God, he threw another touchdown.
That's a travesty.
That's 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. He's played really, really well. He's played really, really well. It's a good game for him. Let's just be thankful. Willie Snead, I could have had him. That hurt one. Let's be thankful that...
Even worse. Look at that. I'm going to lose because they're going to pull Hollywood.
That's fantastic. This is the best thing ever. He's going to lose a fantasy league by half a point probably. There's one thing that Misery loves.
Just a full point. It's 131.40 to 132.40. That's just a full point. I'll lose about one.
Was it PPR?
It is PPR.
Fantastic.
But they're gonna pull Hollywood. This is over.
So when you're up by 40, you don't keep your starters out there? Is that your rule?
Well, they're not up 40, but
I'm sorry,
no.
36. you don't keep your starters with a 36-point lead?
Not in fourth quarter.
Okay, well, that's something I might do. I might consider. You got to think of the fantasy managers and the impacts it could have.
I'm pretty sure they're on record for saying they do not care about us.
Yeah, unfortunately. Some don't. Some do, though. Le'Veon Bell said he's got our backs. So, and speaking of which, Le'Veon Bell's been tremendous this year.
Because Le'Veon Bell, he hurt a lot of people when they took him number 1 and number 2 2 years ago. Or was that last year? That last year?
Last year when he held out.
Last year he held out. He owes everyone. And you know what? He's not living up to it at all.
100% living up to it.
No, he's not.
See how I walked him into that trap, folks? See how I just set the trap and he took the cheese and I just snapped it and the bell tolls for thee. Le'Veon Bell has been nothing short of fantastic this whole year. And people have just let it go completely unrecognized. Your boy, Matthew Berry, Mr. Northeast himself. Oh, I know fantasy football.
Talented Mr. Roto, yeah.
The talented Mr. Roto who does too much nonsense on his podcast. I can't even listen to it anymore. Him and Field Yates, he's so preppy. He's so over the top. He's so
spicy tomato.
The whole cast has gotten to a point where I used to
Stephania Bell.
I used to listen, all of them.
Clay.
Secret Squirrel, everyone.
Mike Clay.
Don't like them all. Don't like any of them.
You don't like any of them?
No. I just don't like them all. And he was so hating on Le'Veon Bell. Oh, he's a sit this week. Oh, he's a bust list this week. And every week, Le'Veon Bell, with a fifth-string quarterback that they just pulled out of a local high school to start that week for him, would go out there. And in spite of Adam Gase and his inability to use a running back in football, okay, because the man does not know how to use a running back. I just want to establish that for the record. He doesn't know how to use a running back whatsoever. In spite of his inability to use Le'Veon Bell, he's managed to somehow muster his way and fight his way to relevancy. He's the RB11 in PPR leagues right now.
And what is he in standard?
Irrelevant. PPR is where the future's going.
That is not irrelevant.
PPR is where the
want to
future's
know
going.
where he is. I'm going to look in the league right now to see where he's at.
You do what you have to do. The important thing here is that he's an RB1 in PPR leagues, despite never having a quarterback to play with, despite never getting the ball, despite getting no checkdowns. He's just and can't get a touchdown. Every time they get to like the 3, they turn into, the old school Pittsburgh Steelers with Big Ben, how they would never actually hand the ball off in the most frustrating turn of events ever. That's what they're doing in New York. He can't buy just a goal line carry to save his life with that abhorrent offensive line.
In this standard scoring league, Le'Veon Bell is ranked, I think, 13th or 14th, and between Philip Lindsay and Carlos Hyde.
There you go. So, I mean, that's what we're talking about. That's the caliber.
There you go. That's living up to it.
Well, it's better than David Johnson.
Philip Lindsay.
Do you think Philip Lindsay is a better running back?
Better than Todd Gurley as well, and Kamara, and Coleman. Coleman no count. Joe Mixon. John Connor.
I'm just saying, you look at the players that are in front of him, and how many of them are exceptions to the rule versus actual, good running backs. You see guys like Austin Eckler up there. He's not
Philip
actual.
Lindsay.
Is Austin Eckler a good running back, or is he kind of an exception? He's kind of and he's an anomaly.
You don't think Philip Lindsay's a good running back?
I don't think
any running back.
I don't think anybody who knows football would suggest that they're on the same caliber as the elite running backs.
Who, Le'Veon?
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell, best running back in football.
Le'Veon is no longer the best the best running back in football.
He might have the best arm too of all running backs. Just throwing that out there. Still the best, doing everything that he can to carry this team on his back. One of the best teammates in the NFL. It's a shame that he's been burdened with that New York trap. This is the same New York team that crippled Tim Tebow, that lied to Tim Tebow. Speaking of which, I saw a video today of Tim Tebow feeding his dog for the last time. Everybody stop what you're doing. Go on Twitter and you'll find it. Tim Tebow feeding his dog for the last time in a vet's office as they put the dog down. And he's just like stroking his head, and he just starts bawling. And I just lose it at my desk. I'm in almost complete tears sitting at my desk. It's one of the most emotional videos that's 17 seconds long that you'll see. So whatever you're doing, go take a gander.
You were crying?
Darn near. I was very close to just letting tears just pour. I was like, what am I doing to myself? Why am I watching this over and over? It's an emotional moment. And that's what the Jets ruined. And that's what they're trying to do to Le'Veon Bell. They're putting his dog down, and he's fighting it. Every single game he walks out there and fights against it.
What are you talking about? Robbie Anderson had another toot. Sam Darnold's looking okay.
Another toot.
Yeah, that's back-to-back toots.
He's been garbage this whole year. I don't care about
that. That's 2 in 2 weeks.
That means nothing to me.
It means something to me. It means they're not trying to put the dog to sleep.
Yeah, they're putting the dog to sleep. When it comes to Le'Veon, they're trying to... Adam Gase had Kenyon Drake and had no idea what to do with him for about 16 years.
Oh, well, I think Adam Gase is a terrible coach.
Exactly. He doesn't know what he's doing with running backs. He doesn't know how to use Le'Veon Bell, and it's embarrassing. That's all. That's the point here. That's the point here.
Why am I talking about Le'Veon Bell right now?
We're talking about great running backs.
What?
We're talking about people who are in bad situations.
Talking about how he's not been well. He's been a bust. He's been a letdown.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. Running backs that aren't actual busts. Because we've reached well past the halfway point. We're almost at the playoffs, of which in the one league that, our biggest league that we're in together, you will be on the outside looking in.
Which one is that?
The Standard League.
Why is that the big league?
Because it's just worth the most of the two that we're in together.
I thought they're worth the same.
No. They're not. One is worth double the amount that the other is.
No.
Yes. Now you know.
Wait, what are you talking about? How much is the other league worth?
Let's just say there's a comma in the entry fee. The important thing here.
What?
The important thing here.
What are you talking about?
Is that you are now on the outside.
Ain't no comma.
Looking in. I am on the inside edge. Okay, I'm on the inside edge after the robbery.
How am I eliminated? What do you, as of right now?
You're eliminated. There's one more week left.
Where are you? Number 9.
Whoa!
What are you talking
I didn't
about?
say I was in. This is the last week. It hasn't reflected this week's
People,
win.
people,
Hold on.
He is implying that he's in.
Nope.
He is 3 slots below me,
But record-wise,
looking up to me. I can't keep track of your squad.
That was before this week.
Yeah.
And now I win, and you lose.
Did you win?
Yeah. And so certain people in front of me also lost, and now I, who have outscored you this year, am on the inside track. And you, sir, are on the outside. See, I didn't say I was in the playoffs. I said I was on the inside track. That's the important part. If you know, for my horse racing fans out there, I just want you to know, this team is what you would call a superfecta. Because we are not only going to win, we are going to make it into the playoffs, dance that dance, and bring home the chip here this year. That's what we're doing, okay? No more tomorrow. Last year, I went undefeated in this league up until crunch time, and all my players died in 1 week, and I had nothing.
And what happened? And who won the regular season title
I did
in
not.
the league last year? Who was it?
I don't recall.
Oh, what? Wait.
I don't recall.
It
Was it you?
It was me.
I honestly didn't recall. I thought Eli might have.
No.
Well,
it
then,
was
there
me.
you go. Who was undefeated the longest in that league?
It was you.
Oh, well, hey.
But it didn't matter because I made it to the the Marcus Peters get a pick?
Marcus Peters did get a pick. I'm just hoping for a tackle. That was it. I'm playing against the Raven defense. I don't need those kind of mistakes being made out there. That's all I'm saying.
It's already an INT.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I just don't need a lot of extra mistakes being made. Oh, I'm safely in control. I'm fine. I'm fine. Pick them off. Doesn't matter. Yeah, all I'm saying is that I am now on the inside looking out at people. Okay, the door is we're jammed in the doorway, and I'm closest to falling through. That's all that matters. I'm closest to falling through. And this week, no players, no Melvin Gordon, no Keenan Allen, no Tyreek Hill, no chief running back, and I pulled it out. No Evan Ingram. I'm just making things work, okay? And I'm pulling out W's because I'm that good.
Bro, you played a team that put up 86 points.
Whatever the reason. I also put up the second highest score a couple weeks and had to take L's.
So,
I mean, you win putting up a lot of points and losing. Putting up a lot of points and losing doesn't mean anything to me. I watched a lot of you clowns the week you started Adam Thielen on a bye week. Took a 0. You won with like 50 points. I put up 200 and lost. And then now you're on the end. Exactly. None of that means anything.
I'm just saying. All he had was Sam
Darnold.
Put up 34, and
Sam
no
Darnold
one else scored more than 10 points but besides tonight when the Baltimore Ravens put up 15.
Was Sam Darnold the number 1 quarterback this week?
No, I don't think so.
I think he might have been.
I think it was Baker.
No, I'm pretty sure Baker's on my team and is playing against him and didn't do it. I'm just saying. Yeah, see. And hey, I had to
But
pick
that's
up
all
Baker.
he had. Jamison Crowder get 1.8. Come on, bro. David Montgomery.
It's not about what your opponent does. It's about what you do.
Come on, man.
It's about me making the right decisions.
Come on, man. You didn't make the right decision.
Oh, I
You
made
put
them.
Jameis Winston on the bench. You put up 34-32.
That's the right decision. Because I didn't want to deal with those interceptions. I didn't want to deal with that problem. You know what? I play you in another league this coming week, and maybe I'll give you a little Jameis treatment.
My Kung Fu Kirby?
Yeah, maybe I'll give Kirby a little bit of that Jameis Winston.
Kung Fu Kirby look like he about to pull out another dub, baby. I came into this matchup down, and then Hollywood done pulled it off. This is the only good thing about this blowout.
I have to ask a question. Just for answer, who's in first place in that league?
Huh? What?
Who's in first place in that league?
In what league?
In the Kung Fu Kirby's league.
Oh, in the Kung Fu Kirby's league?
Yeah,
it looks like
Yeah, tell the people who's in first place.
Dark Knight
That's
Rises.
right, baby.
And what movie was that? Dark Knight was
A great Batman film.
Dark Knight
Yeah.
Rises. Is that the third or second one?
I think it was the third one.
Dark Knight and then
Dark Knight Rises. Because it was Batman Begins,
Yeah,
then
okay.
Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. It's a long play off of the night word. But, great win for me. A great position for me, although I haven't paid attention in this league as much as since I locked up a playoff spot so long ago. And I'm floundering around in sort of, I don't know, purgatory right now. I need to get in gear before
You
playoffs.
lost, by the way.
Yeah, this week I'm going to take a huge L.
already lost.
And I'm willing to take it because I was going up against Le'Veon Bell, and I needed him to perform for all my other leagues. It's the only league I didn't get him. I offered so many trades in this league, and he refused every single one because he's a dog, and he refuses to help me in any way, shape, or form.
I'm about to pull this out. This is great. I was gonna lose.
Well, you know, I'm very thankful that you're getting that W. The fans want to know again. It's been a busy NFL week. The games weren't exceptional. This week. But there were some interesting things. Derrick Henry again doing Derrick Henry things.
That boy looks good. I shouldn't even call him a boy. That's a grown man.
How old is
Look
Derrick
at
Henry?
Marcus Peters now showboating, talking trash. Wait, is
RG
Lamar still out there?
No, it's RG3 officially, and the guy you said could do it as well. You said RG3 was just
So
as
they
good
really
as
put Hollywood? I'm going to lose. Oh,
Yep.
my God.
And all I know is Gus Edwards is in there. Get him, Gus Bus.
I really lost by 1 point.
It's not as bad as the Phillip Rivers interception that turned so many people, right? Like, that happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you just take the good with the bad. You know.
What do you mean? This league that I just lost by 1 point is the same league that I lost by 1 point when Cooper Kupp didn't have a single catch. I don't like how you laughing so much. That was a booming laugh. A booming laugh.
No, there's nothing better than a bad beat fantasy story. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You know what's best about it for all the fantasy players? I feel like everyone has been there. Everyone has been there with the half-point loss, with the most BS performance. Heck, in the league we're in. And when Emmanuel Sanders decided to pull a rib injury, and I ended up losing by a point on Monday night in the overtime thriller. And I'm sitting here. I mean, it happens. It's fantastic that it didn't happen to me this week.
This is why you have
look, there's Hollywood Brown.
This is why you have multiple leagues. Yeah, I see him on the sideline
Smiling,
next to
feeling
Lamar
good.
and Mark Ingram. Yeah, I see
Helmet
it.
off.
He's done for the night.
Would you take Derrick Henry top 5 next year?
Yeah, absolutely.
0% chance I'm taking Derrick Henry top 5.
Here's a better question. Would you take Mark Ingram top 5 next year?
No, but I am a Mark Ingram fan. I liked him in New Orleans. I loved his role. I thought he played well. I thought he's continued to prove himself week after week. Coming into Baltimore, I didn't know where he would fit in because I thought they had 74 running backs here. The Buck Allens and the Gus Edwards and so on and so forth. Oh, no way he made that first down.
He did not get that first.
Is that my boy Gus Edwards? He got it. No, he got it, definitely. Don't challenge it, Rams. You might have made it. The important thing here is Mark Ingram has been sensational with this team. He's been tremendous, and running quarterbacks always help running backs. Some reason, somehow, it works out for them. So, congrats to Mark Ingram. The wife knows his wife, apparently.
Whose wife?
Mark Ingram's wife.
Knows.
My wife knows Mark Ingram's wife.
Oh, really?
Apparently, it's like 6 degrees of separation or something. I don't know. So, I'm connected to Mark Ingram now. The Mark Ingram. It's tremendous. You know anybody famous? Because I know another NFL player that I'm pretty good friends with. He hasn't played in a while. I might hit him up.
Who is that?
Cam Newton.
Well, let's
Cam Newton and I are
let's
pretty
be
good friends.
sure. You don't know Mark Ingram. Your wife's was it
Right,
friend?
the wife knows Ingram's wife.
Wife, right?
Yeah.
So, not you.
Not me personally. I don't personally
And
know.
you don't know Cam. You just happen to.
But Cam and I are friends.
You lucked up into some
Hold on.
situation.
What is Gus Edwards doing on the sideline? This is garbage time. Gus, get out there. Gus the garbage man. What are you doing laughing on the sideline, dog? I need all these points. Oh, this is some nonsense. Justice Hill, break him. Break him. Oh, this is what happens when you get these ridiculous games. This is what happens. You get meaningless players in there screwing up my fantasy lineups. You know what? I got the W. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to let that slide, but I would love to get those extra points.
1 point. Remember, 1 point.
Yeah, hey, 1 point. Hey, no, again, it was me a week ago with Emmanuel Sanders in that phantom rib injury.
It was a real thing.
I don't know. It sounded fake to me. No one touched him, and then the following week he went out to play. And I don't remember an MRI report given. Who knows? Speaking of which, Robert Woods almost didn't play this game.
Yeah, we don't know why.
Does it matter why? If it's not injury, get out there. Right?
No, there could be death in the family.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean doesn't matter?
What is this, the 6th man? You waiting on the ghost to help you catch the ball?
Man, it matters.
Get
I'm
out
not
there.
playing. Nope, I'm not playing.
That's what
You can
the
have a
money's
birth
for.
of your child.
Nope. That's what the money's for. You know who can take off for the birth of their child? Me, because I have a 9 to 5. I'm paying you $10 million to skip the birth of your child. I'm paying you all that money to skip, deaths in the family. I'm paying you $10 million to skip jury duty. Whatever it is, you're passing up on that. That is what the money's for. If you want to go to that stuff, then give up the cheddar. This is an easy one too. Give up the money. So I say Robert Woods, regardless of the reason, you got to get out there, man. For the fame and the celebrity. He want to stop and take my picture in the airport, but now he don't want to play because of a possible death in the family. Come on, man.
Look, man, some things are more important than running around and tackling other
Hey, to
men.
give the check back. Is it that important? Give the money back.
Maybe they are. Maybe they are not getting paid the entire check's worth for a game.
Well, I hope not. Then I'm okay with it. If they're going to give the money back for the games they don't play, then I'm okay with it. Especially in the NFL, where the games are so precious. Not like the NBA, where they're a dime a dozen.
Or baseball.
Yeah, 1 million games. Yet the tickets cost $1 bazillion for the
Not
NBA.
for baseball. Oh,
Well, because no one's going to baseball games. I'm surprised they're
going-
not paying me to go.
There's just so many. 162, so many games.
Yeah, that's it. Supply and demand, right? You would think it would reign supreme. If there's 1 million games to go to, every ticket should cost $5-10.
No, because as you said, not every game matters.
Exactly. So the tickets should be less. NFL tickets should be the most expensive tickets in the world.
They are, right?
No, basketball tickets. There's 41 home games, and these basketball tickets are coming out like $300 a pop. I'm paying for the celebrity. Man, just let me get in the arena.
Basketball is all about the face.
That's all it is. It's about the face. It's about the people that you know and the people that make a difference. Speaking of which, Luka Doncic has been nothing short of tremendous. It's the saving grace on these last couple weeks of sports because a few of these games have been garbage. There have been a couple nice ones, but most of them have just not been really good. And now that we wind down on the fantasy season, I don't know if you have any advice or anything for people on the edge trying to make their way in before we wrap this up. I mean, it sounds like you're on the outside looking in.
Man, the fact that I just got through this, it's I don't have any advice right now.
He's got no advice right now.
No.
Well, I got advice. You know what? You keep fighting. You fight to the end. That's what fantasy is about because you never know what's going to happen. You stay committed to the cause.
No, sometimes you know what's going to happen. You know you're going to lose.
You do. I don't know that. I always take a positive outlook.
You know, we'll see about that inner lane, whatever that...
Inside track.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out.
Superfecta, baby.